Hello everyone, welcome to FlatWebTV, the monthly BMX Flatland freestyle show where we're talking about the top news and happenings. My name's Justin Hoey.
I'm Anthony Bulio.
And this is FlatWebTV. Well, hello and welcome everybody to FlatWebTV episode number two.
Two.
Don't do that.
2.
So episode number 2, Anthony. We're here at your apartment. Really cool place.
Thanks.
Actually, we got some bikes here in the background. We've gotten some feedback. We want people to see the bikes. Maybe Marie.
Little shameless plug.
No plugs. No plugs.
My bikes.
Anthony's bike of fame.
I'm not a bike whore. I'm kind of a bike slut.
Yeah,
like not yet a whore.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. So Anthony, what have you been doing, man? It's been a month since our first show. What have you been doing, man?
Yeah, just like you, probably working a lot. We had a couple dry days in the last month that we could actually ride outside, which was fun. So just, waiting till spring. I think that's what we do every day now, is wait till spring.
Yeah, we're in the Northwest. Yeah.
Northwest, lots of rain up here. How about you?
Just working a ton. I'm working on FlatWebTV, Everyday Paradise, some other projects that we'll talk about in the next couple months, trying to plan out some things, get interviews lined up, all sorts of cool stuff.
Absolutely.
FlatWebTV, which is kind of actually the first story that we kind of want to talk about today.
The response.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was better than I thought we expected.
I was not expecting the type of response that we got. Gosh, I got a burp.
I think we were expecting the complete opposite.
Well, I didn't think anybody was going to watch this stupid little show, but it turns out some people actually like it.
A couple people did.
Yeah, I mean, it was on Transworld BMX. Fat Tony picked it up on his blog. It was on Flat Matters. It was on bikeportland.org.
Which was cool.
Yeah, which is very cool. Local site. It was pretty neat. I mean, nobody expected this. So kind of the latest stats that I've had so far, we have over 900 subscribers on iTunes so far.
Wow.
So, which is absolutely insane.
I've got a lot of brothers and sisters, and I told them all subscribe.
I've done it 20 million times.
3 times.
These are unique addresses. These are unique subscribers. That doesn't also include all the people that watch it on Vimeo, which I think it's maybe about 1,000 or so people have watched it on Vimeo, and the brand has been seen all over the place. It's absolutely phenomenal. Thanks for all the feedback too.
A lot of good feedback.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we love to hear what you guys think of the show. I love constructive criticism about the show. I definitely plan on fixing the audio and doing some other things. We have a lot of big plans for the show.
We've got some suits ordered. There was a comment that we dress a little nicer. So I was fitted last week. Justin's being fitted tomorrow.
I look good in a suit.
We're gonna wear suits.
My wife likes it when I wear a suit. So, the other thing is pretty cool. We actually have all of our peeps in the house today.
Got an audience tonight.
Yeah, we got to. Why don't you turn that camera? Why don't you point the camera at those guys? So we got James, we got Brett. Brett's in the house. We got
Momo.
Joe. Oh yeah, Momo. Don't forget the dog.
Momo was in the house.
We didn't show my dog last time. Though.
No, your dog was in the
kennel upstairs, cowering away.
Come here, buddy.
Yeah, show the dog. Bring the dog up here. Oh. I don't know why I went like this.
He's a flatland dog.
You want to sit? You sit? Sit. Good dog.
So a lot of good feedback. We're going to try to address as much as we can. I think there are probably still some emails that we haven't answered yet, but we will get to it all. Just from that one first show, I think a million ideas have sprung up, either from feedback from people watching it or from our own just ideas to do something a little bit cooler and better. So thanks a bunch for that, and just keep looking for more FlatWebTV stuff.
Absolutely. And I have one piece of feedback I wanted to talk to you about, though.
I knew something was coming.
So last time on the show, you were sitting crisscross applesauce with your knee legs all like.
I did.
You did. I don't know how you I don't know. I can't physically bend my legs and contort like a little kid. Like, I watch FlatWebTV. I'm one of the hosts.
Thanks.
Right?
So I don't know what to say to that, but I'm flexible, limber.
I'm not. fat guy who drinks too much beer.
So other than FlatWebTV, a couple of things went down specifically on the West Coast these last couple weeks.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
last 2 weeks we had two jams on the same day.
This was totally by coincidence, wasn't
Yeah.
on purpose. Just our spot came up. They had planned their jam, and we announced them right around the same time.
Yeah, and so obviously everybody, hopefully by now, has seen or heard or went to the One Love Jam at Studio City.
Yeah, a lot of big heavy hitters come to that jam, obviously.
Sounded like a really good turnout. I think we saw a very, very short web edit put up initially, and OSG, Old School George, the nice guy that he is, has sent us a bunch of clips. And a lot of good riding. Looks like it went down. It's a really big parking lot, so it's hard to judge the amount of riders when you see the pictures because it's so wide open, but if you look at the group shot, there were definitely a lot of people there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And our jam.
Our jam, the Enjoy the Trick Jam.
Yep.
The Winter Classic, our own Joe, who has actually got a picture in what episode? This is Dig Magazine. He's got a really cool picture right here. I'm very, very jealous of Joe.
We just
and
coincidentally
all of his
had that
fame.
page open.
Oh, I got to bring it down a little bit. Is that good right there? Okay, cool. Getting some direction from the wife. So anyway, the jam went off great. Obviously, you might have seen the web edit that I put together. My lovely wife did all the camera work.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I did the editing. There was also another web edit on ESPN.com. So Brian Tunney had one of their ESPN affiliates out there, which is Mark Reyna.
Mark Reyna did a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Great music. I mean, great video. So
Yeah.
we had a lot of great coverage. Jared Sooney took some amazing photos.
And did some amazing riding.
Yeah, dude's got skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super good. He was going to be here today, but he had a snowboarding trade show that he was going to. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have him here at maybe one of the other shows.
Yeah, but definitely a good jam. It was one of those cool spots, very, very raw and kind of rough spot, but we had a bunch of BMXers in there. We had a spine ramp. Actually a pretty nice area for flatland. It looked dusty as hell, but it actually rode pretty well.
Yeah, I was able to do time machines. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I felt we're just hitting
We were
stuff.
gonna slip, yeah, but we didn't. Yeah,
No,
we
no,
did.
I mean,
we hit
hitting,
some stuff.
we were hitting tons of tricks all day. I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, other than, I can't think of anybody who actually hit tricks, like, all day. I mean, there were people, everybody's riding all
Everybody,
day.
yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, it seemed like you were hitting links.
Jeremy
just-
was going off.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was a great spot. I thought the atmosphere was one of the better atmospheres that I've ever been to. When you get ramp riders and street riders and flatlanders in the same spot, you think that might be a recipe for chaos.
So, I mean, it happened once to me, like, and like, I get irritated by that kind of shit. And I never
Yeah.
bring it on to myself, right? Like, I used to ride at the Beaverton skate park.
Right.
And people get in my way, and I get so freaking pissed.
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
But it's a skate park.
I get static from somebody? From me? Okay, I need to be careful. Is that a little better? All right, we'll be careful. It looks like I had a little static on mine. Sorry about that.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, hopefully. You hear a little dip. That's.
But yeah, the spot was great. I ran into a street rider just one time, and I freaked out too because I thought I was going to die. But after a few minutes, when my blood pressure went down, I went over and I said sorry to the street rider for blowing up. And
All right, I didn't apologize.
but I thought, all in all, the street riders gave a vibe to the jam that wouldn't have been there
No, it was.
had it been otherwise.
It was a very Portland.
Yeah.
BMX event. This was not just a flatland jam. This was a BMX.
Just a freestyle
Portland jam. I mean, it was classic Portland. Everybody gets along. I mean, pretty much everybody gets along here.
Yep.
I mean, everybody butts heads with one another, but I mean, we have a great BMX community. And it's just great. So.
They look at our bendy frames and they think, what's up with those tubes that aren't straight anymore? We look at their gigantic bikes.
Those are like mountain bikes.
With how do you ride that without two people? And
I can't do a manual or a hang five on any of those guys.
I'll
bikes.
keep my bendy tube frame, thank you.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're eating up time here.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our third topic of the day.
Bendy tube frames.
Bendy two frames. Well, not even just that, just ugly frames.
or what people perceive to be ugly, right?
All right, okay, perception of ugly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's so much talk about this right now. So TJ made a very, very insightful post about what makes a good frame and all of that.
What makes a bike a bike?
Yeah, what makes a bike, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different opinions on this. You know, I mean, there's a lot of frames coming out right now. You know, the Odyssey vaporware frame that I don't think really exists. The S&M frame.
With that crazy high top tube.
It's not that high.
It's
No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really into that bike.
I'm kidding.
I'm really into that bike. Even though I ride a sick child, you know, all right, you know, and I like my sick child. But what's the other one? Oh, what was the Indonesian? Do you have
Rotation products.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has sparked maybe sparked the conversation that TJ started. It's to look at it, you've never seen a frame like this before. The back triangle isn't a triangle. It's a back U maybe. But the point is, and I think a lot of people have commented on this, and maybe some people have overlooked it. It's innovation, and without things like that, you don't get to other places that work out well. The first, going way back to the GT Pro Freestyle Tour, that had all kinds of bends in it.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, my particular point of view is like, you're gonna ride what's comfortable for you. You're gonna ride for what makes flatland or what makes freestyle fun for you.
Right.
You know, whether it's a high tube frame, there's lots of old school guys or guys that have been riding forever that want a frame like that. There is a market for every frame that's out there right now. Otherwise, nobody would have built it.
They wouldn't be selling,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Everybody has their own taste and things. It's just like clothes, music, anything else. People battle all the time, like, oh, this is better, this stuff's better than this stuff. And you know what? It's all good stuff. There's somebody out there that's going to buy it. These companies know what's going on.
Yep.
They're not going to make a frame for no apparent reason. Like, oh, I'm going to make this frame because I think it looks cool, without actually doing some research.
There's and design obviously plays a huge part into it, and you're never going to get away from that. And there's purists who think a bike should be two triangles welded together, and that's fine. And nobody's saying that their opinions are wrong. But the complete backlash for this rotation products frame just seems odd that people are that passionate about something they're never going to buy. Even the S&M bike, half the people who've complained about the top tube height probably won't buy it.
No, that first batch is going to sell out. I guarantee it.
They'll have no problem selling that bike.
It's a great bike.
And if you want a lower top tube, there are a ton of choices.
Yeah,
we can list the Mankind, the
St. Martin,
all the St. Martin stuff.
You can't see it, but
there's a lot of brands out there for anybody who wants anything. And I think, applaud the guys in Indonesia for building something that wasn't built before. It's pretty hard to do something unique right now. Like, how often do you see a completely unique frame? You don't. You just don't.
You look at the state of the economy right now, and you look at how hard it is just to bring something to market, right? I mean, just in my own line of work in general, I work for the company called Autodesk. We make products like AutoCAD and stuff like that. And I work in the manufacturing industry. I talk with people that are buying and building things. And, it's really hard for them to buy material and test out a product as well. It's expensive to do prototypes. I don't think people understand how expensive it really is to do these things.
Yeah.
The margins on bikes are so small. If you want to get a custom made, let's say if you want to build a custom made frame from like Solid Bikes or S&M, you look at what their cost and time is into it. It's not much.
These guys aren't millionaires, basically.
No. There might be some exceptions of some of the conglomerates out there. Of like the owner might be making some good money, but the guys there, they're just average guys.
Yeah.
It's not like S&M's. It's like the owners are driving Lambos around, or Chris Mullins living in some giant mansion somewhere. I don't know. I've never met him.
He might. I don't know.
But my point stands there, right?
Yeah.
It's like, these guys are in the sport because they love it. One of the things that I've heard people say is that, working in BMX is its own benefit, right? You might not make as much money as you would doing the same thing for some giant company, but you're doing something that you love, right? And I think that's what makes the sport so great.
You're paying for yourself to ride. You're kind of sponsoring yourself.
Pretty much, exactly.
But really, can you even answer what makes a bike a bike? Two wheels, a handlebar, does it have to have cranks? Could it have pegs in the bottom bracket? What makes a bike a bike? And there's maybe a line in there, but I'm not sure where it is. As long as, it sounds kind of like the hippie thing to say, but as long as people are having fun and not hurting somebody else, it just seems odd to have such a strong opinion against something.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know, I think we're in the same place. We're both all for whatever. You know, I mean, I like the definition of what a flatland bike is, right? You know, it's a shorter BMX bike that guys are doing flat ground tricks on. The pegs are a little more specialized. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a shorter bike, right? It's like if you're doing flat ground tricks, you're a flatlander. A flatland bike is what you make of it.
Exactly.
Same with a ramp bike, a street bike, everything else.
Yeah, we forget that it just used to be a bike, and you did everything on it.
Exactly. You get guys racing and doing. I'm sure
it's ridiculous to think that you need a specialized bike to do anything when you see time and time again guys doing crazy shit on any type of bike.
Matthias rides a super long bike, right? And you know, I mean, I'm a pretty tall guy as well, and I ride a really, really short bike. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's just whatever's comfortable to you. Like I have two bikes. I've got a street bike that I like, you know, dink around the neighborhood and do nose bonks and tail taps and foot plants, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, and then I got my flatland bike. Some people want one bike for everything, you know? So.
And some people seem to want to tell other people how to have their bikes, and I think that's where I think it gets ridiculous.
Right. And now, so I'm going to take another stand. I think there is a fine line, though, between some decent frames and some ugly ass shit.
Uh-oh. Here we go. We're going to lose sponsors right now. Who's ugly?
We don't have any sponsors. Although we do want them.
What? Exactly. Yes. What's your definition of an ugly frame?
You know, so I mean, so design is a relative term, right? So I mean, so once again, the company that I work for, there's a lot of companies that I work with where I work that are design firms, right? There's a lot of industrial designers that I work with, and they're like, well, design, and you know, they all have their white or pink belts, and anybody who works at Autodesk knows about the pink belt. There's actually a lot of people where I work watch the show, which is really cool.
Oh, right on. Hi, Autodesk.
Yeah. And I think design's kind of relative, but I mean, there's a kind of a fine line here. I mean,
just get to it, man. Spit it out. What's the bike?
I don't want. It's that new. I don't even know the name of the company. It's that. It's from. I think it's from. Isn't it from Indonesia or?
Is it the Rotation Products frame?
Yes, it's the Rotation Products.
I like that frame. I would buy that in a second.
No, it's hideous. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, oh, come on.
It's pretty fucking ugly.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's the Englishman to tell it like it is. Yes.
Hey, if those guys want to sell that frame, contact me. I'll buy it. I'll run it. I think it's not that blue.
I don't like your St. Martin. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What's the next story?
No. What? Do we have time? Are we good?
We're good. Let's move on.
Okay, fine. We'll move on. All right. So, I mean, anyway, there's a lot of other frames out there. Everybody's got their own opinion, and you have ugly frames that you ride every day. No, I'm just kidding. I ride a sick child, and a lot of people say that's ugly, although I love that frame.
Everybody has an opinion.
Right. I would like to get a straight tube.
Every there's a phrase there.
You could call me an asshole. I don't.
So the next thing that I thought was pretty interesting, and it's not a new topic, and we're not breaking any ground here.
No.
Actually, it was posted on Flat Matters. It's a great question, and it's got to do with the recent re-release of classic videos that were probably only available on VHS that are now popping up on YouTube and Vimeo. And you know, there's obviously an issue there with owners' rights to these videos and people ripping them and putting them on the web. And the pros and cons, people being able to see it for the first time maybe, or people's art being taken advantage of. I thought it was an awesome question. Nobody's really posed this before, and it got a lot of feedback.
I think so. It's great.
On Flat Matters.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think he's trying to cover with this. It's, you know, I think he calls. I don't know what he calls the whole. It looks like it's going to be a series, and this is question 1.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting topic. You know, I think re-releasing old videos is great. So I'll jump in here and give my opinion. I think it's a great idea. It looks like all the rights holders are okay with it, and I think somebody said, I think it was God, what is his name? The guy that did Flatland Manifesto, Shane Neville. Is that Shane Neville? You know, was saying, you know, his videos are up there, and he's like, yeah, I think it's great, you know, and he's like, and I know the Flatland community is so great that if I asked them to take it down, I know they would.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that's valid, and I think it's great. I mean, they had the props groundwork video just come out, which, oh my gosh.
How cool is that?
It's a great freaking video.
20 minutes from, what was that, 2001? Or when was that? 2000?
2000.
Yeah. Akira, Chad, Brian Tunney, I think, was in that.
Brian Tunney.
a lot of just amazing riders.
Chad,
you forget. I mean, that's how
Aaron Banky, dude.
Aaron Banky.
Aaron Banky.
You forget how good these guys were 10 years ago, and honestly, I'd never seen that video before. And there's a few recent YouTube clips that have popped up that I've never seen, and would never have seen had it not been for somebody putting it up on the web.
Right.
The one question though is, and you got to think, like the first thing that comes to mind is Dorkin. All of the music in those videos, like there's huge copyright issues.
Yeah, and that's the problem that I have right now too, right? So one of the things that I've had a lot of problem with is that I'd love to be able to put a lot of my videos that I've been doing over the years up on YouTube, but I mean it flags it right away, and it's a pretty big problem.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, moving forward for me, I mean, I've licensed my music. There's a couple websites you can go to and license music fairly inexpensively. I don't have a huge budget, so I'm doing this out of my own pocket. But I think that's valid. That's the hard thing, right? I would love to see the Dorkin series up there and a lot of other things, but you know, YouTube has got these copyright restrictions, and these guys, I mean, potentially could get busted for it.
Right.
I hate to see that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, I know that. You know, you can, like, was it Diversion.tv? Diversion TV, right? You can go there and pay a fee and watch old videos and some new videos too. And he's got some free videos you can watch on there too. He's got a bunch of clips. You can upload your clips. It's a great website. You know,
he's now logging a lot of other people's websites too, which I thought was awesome. You can go to Diversion TV to find out about places that other people have uploaded videos.
Exactly.
I think I've got that right, but it's a double-edged sword there, because you get the exposure to these videos that people who've gotten into Flatland in the last few years would never have seen. But then you've got the copyright issues.
Right. Well, I think that's a good point that you made right there. That a lot of these people haven't seen these videos. There is some amazing writing. I mean, so I was watching, I think, Diversion 4. It's got Adam Kuhn in it. I'm sure you guys will be able to figure out which one I'm talking about. And I was watching some of the links that he was doing, just like, you know, excuse me, I'm trying to drink my beer fast. Look at you. Oh, God dang it. All right, one more big sip. Can somebody get me another beer?
We'll be joining Alcoholics Anonymous after this show. We've got a meeting.
No, don't surprise. Kind of PBR?
PBR.
I love PBR. All right.
The hipster beer.
I'm not a hipster anyway. Don't shake it.
Those jeans are not tight enough.
I don't wear tight jeans. Dude, I'm afraid. You just shook this thing up.
I didn't.
Okay, we're okay.
So anyway, these videos that are coming online, I think it's a great question. If you haven't checked out the post on Flat Matters, check it out. It's one of those, there's so much that gets posted on Flat Matters that I think sometimes when a really, really good story like this gets posted, it can get lost because there's 10 things that are equally as cool to get posted after it. But if you haven't checked this out, check it out. It's worth a good read, and you can weigh in on it yourselves.
No, I have a particular perspective kind of on this whole internet debate thing. We've kind of talked about this.
Here we go.
So I have a slightly different perspective than I think some people have taken in this whole internet revolution. It's quite a big, broad topic.
Yep.
So I am very much of the opinion of free content. I'm not saying people should steal content.
Hippie.
I think the internet should be completely free. This whole net neutrality thing just pisses me off, but we won't talk about that. So what I'm particularly talking about is free content and ad supported, right? So you look at broadcast TV, some of the best TV shows that have happened in history have been on free broadcast TV.
Sure.
Okay? Right? This show.
Ally McBeal.
That's exact. Seinfeld?
What?
Oh no, BS. You were talking about it earlier. That's BS. You're such a liar.
Seinfeld's good.
But I mean, just like a lot of the, 30 Rock, all those really, really cool, great TV shows are on free broadcast TV. I'm not saying that cable doesn't have free good shows.
And they put a bunch of money into it, and advertisers support it, and that's fine. But
right, but and I think the same of the internet. I think that a lot of these old videos that are being released definitely be free. But I'm definitely of the opinion. I mean, I don't want to.
But who's supporting it?
Well, I think it should be ad-supported. I mean, so these bike companies that are putting out DVDs, these are promotional DVDs. Yes, they cost a lot of money to produce and all that kind of stuff, but put a bunch of web edits out that are free. You know, that you're going to get a lot of kudos. I mean, so I think about what Odyssey's doing. They're putting out web edits like there's no tomorrow.
Sure.
And I have utmost respect for a lot of that. Vans
Sure.
is doing it. And I mean, that's what we're trying to do here. That's my whole thing with this is that I don't want to ever charge people for content. I want
Not for this content.
well, that's because it's shit. Assholes.
I beat everybody to that. I know you guys were thinking that.
I'll never charge for this content, and I'm of the opinion that it should be free. If you
Yeah.
get iTunes, there's tons of podcasts, video casts, it's great content.
Sure.
You look at what Revision 3 is doing,
Yep.
which a lot of people say, you know, oh, you're ripping off Dignation. Fine. Revision, I mean...
Dignation Cam.
Yeah, Dignation can. Look, I love that show. What Kevin Rose and Alec Albrecht
Yeah.
and I don't Jay somebody who they talk about. Anyway,
Silent J.
love the show. You know, love what those guys are doing,
Yeah.
and love what Revision 3 is doing. And you know, I mean, I'm definitely interested in all this whole podcast stuff, especially from how good our show has done so far.
Yep.
That I mean, there's probably going to be, you know, in the future some more shows coming from Everyday Paradise.
Yeah.
So,
As much as we can do, and I think you know, as long as the response is what we've seen,
Absolutely.
and you know, we've got no problem doing more shows.
what are you guys laughing about over there? Look at these goofballs over here trying to
We're in
mess
the
us up.
So
Oh, this
sorry,
is-
man.
If you think we've been drinking, they got a head start on us.
I'm on beer number 2, and I'm trying to
So,
catch up with this guy.
let's
jump
talk
into
about
next-
some
yeah,
upcoming stuff.
absolutely. So
Because it's still winter in most parts of the world, but a few parts of the world are blessed with good weather right now.
my wife just gave me a dirty look for burping. All right, so let's do the first one.
Yeah.
Tico Jam. Jam is on February
6th. Sorry, February 6th.
I mean, it's in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
So I think this is a cool jam. I mean, so I guess they've had a lot of cool events down in Costa Rica. I think Pat from Flatland Fuel has gone down there. They've talked about having like these flatland like group
Vacations, yeah.
which is really cool.
Carnival cruise getaway.
I think it's a cool idea, and so I think that's something that's pretty neat. And they host some amazing jams. There's amazing riders down there, and if you are going to be down there, you know, we'd love to see some clips from it. So post them
Send
up.
some clips, yeah.
Send them to us. Contact us. We'll get some clips on the show. We'd love to talk about it because there's always cool things. You guys are amazing riders down there.
Yep.
And next one, I don't know why I'm looking at your computer.
You've got an iPad.
I shouldn't have drank all that beer so fast.
Circulate.
Circulate contest in Montreal, Canada.
And did you know Montreal has a completely underground city?
No.
It's true that it's like, I don't know how many square miles worth of underground
Square
city.
miles?
It's gigantic. There's
Fucking know that.
residences, shops, there's university underground. It's got a different name to it.
It doesn't smell like the Seattle.
Just
underground,
Google
does it?
Montreal underground city, and it's amazing. I didn't know about it. I think it's been a secret or something.
Have you been to the Seattle underground?
No,
It stinks.
this doesn't stink. This looks pretty nice.
It stinks. Have you guys been down there? Sorry, I just.
Anyway, Circulate. February 25th. It's the whole weekend. 25th, 26th, 27th in Montreal, Canada.
Right. And then last one is the Down Underground 2011 round 1, February 19th in Australia. I'll read that. You'll read that because I can't from here.
Tasmania, Bridport. Bridport?
Is that Tasmania?
Yeah.
Bridport.
That
We're
could be
probably,
that could be a misspelling.
That would be the beer. That would be
Sorry.
the beer. I apologize. It'll be in the show notes and it'll be up on the screen probably somewhere in here.
Yeah.
In here. It's floating. It's floating on our hands. Where my hands are.
So we hope to see clips from all those events
Absolutely.
next month.
Absolutely. We love hearing more and more about this.
Yeah.
So let's see. Our last topic is let's see, what are we
Upcoming
talking-
stuff
Upcoming stuff
for us.
for us. Gosh, you
Yeah.
know, there's been so much going on. I mean, we talked a lot about how much we've got great feedback so far. So I think you had mentioned you are going to Japan.
I'm going to Japan in about a week and a half, and there is a, they're calling it BMX School. It's going to be held in Kobe at American Park, which is a place I used to ride when I lived there. It seems to be an event that Space Arc puts on to get the young kids involved. So a lot of good riders come out and a lot of young riders come out, and they do a 2-hour event at American Park. This is going to be on February 20th. I've already contacted the owner of the shop, And it's my hopes that I can get out there, do a little bit of interviewing at the event, and then go back to the shop afterwards and maybe interview the shop of Space Arc, which is a flatland-only BMX shop in Kobe, Japan. So check that out next time.
All right. Well, we are running super short on time. We got to be on this stuff. So the last thing I want to talk about is going to be how you can get in contact with us.
Yep.
So the best way to get in contact with us is going to be on the website. It's going to be flatwebtv.everydayparadise.com. That will be down here. flatwebtv.everydayparadise.com. And you can subscribe on iTunes. Definitely look for us there. I'm really trying to get us up on Zune Marketplace and up on TiVo. So hopefully look for us there soon. Also as well, if you're a company and you want to sponsor the show, get in contact with us on the website, and we'll work out all the wonderful details to help you support our show.
Keep the feedback coming. If we sucked, if some parts of it sucked, or if none of it sucked,
I think I drank too much.
let us know. If you've got any other technical or content-related feedback, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate everybody who's already chimed in about this and love the feedback that we've gotten.
Absolutely. Thank you, all of our viewers out there. And my name is Justin Hoey.
I'm Anthony Bulio.
And this is FlatWebTV.
FlatWebTV.
Yo, let me holler at you. FlatWebTV. Holla, 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 holla.
What are you doing? What are you doing?